I was a student studying biochemistry, and I used to spend a lot of time doing all my work, and as a result, I would become pretty stressed out, and I spent a lot of time becoming involved with the social life when I had the opportunity. Probably a little bit more than I needed to. My logic was to work hard and play hard, and that's kind of what I did. I used to go out every weekend or so, and not much different from anyone else, except probably with, in terms of safety, I probably was a little bit more carefree in terms of thinking the consequences of what I did wasn't on my mind. And I never expected, I never really expected any harm to come from what I was doing. I spent more and more time partying and with friends and less time in school and doing my homework, because I started to feel that it was almost pointless, that it was not going anywhere, that school was a bit of a prison. I didn't really feel like I was gaining anything out of doing it, as well as I felt trapped. I felt a little bit trapped in my own skin. I ended up doing really poorly one semester and thinking, okay, just a one-time thing, I can do a lot better. I knew what went wrong. I partied a little too much. I can do better next semester. So I didn't tell anyone about it, and I decided to try and make it better myself. The second semester, the same type of things happened. I ended up failing all my courses, and then that's when I decided I need to ask for help. I knew something was wrong. I was getting sick, and I wasn't feeling well, and I didn't know what it was. So I decided to go see my family doctor and start the process to make things better. It was an interesting experience going in and finding all this assistance that I didn't think was easy to get, and I started feeling really good. I didn't think anything was wrong with me at that point, because I thought the activities I was doing wasn't really that harmful, from what I understand at that point. And just for safety, my doctor decided to do a screening for STIs. We didn't expect anything, so when the results came back 2 weeks later, I was devastated. I went numb. I remember my nose started bleeding, and I just couldn't think clearly. After that, he referred me to a specialist, which I saw for about 2 times before just disappearing for about a year. I ended up staying at home, dropping just about everything else I was doing, and not being social, not talking to any of my friends, not keeping in contact with anyone, dropping courses at school, and just generally miserable. I remember one time staying in my apartment and the window was broken. I didn't want to have to explain to anyone that it was broken. I felt I wasn't worth it. It was the middle of winter. It was freezing outside. I remember one time leaving a glass of water on the counter, and when I woke up in the morning, it was frozen. Not because I couldn't have fixed it or because there wasn't any heat. I just didn't feel like it was worth anything to anyone. My doctor reminded me about AIDS service organizations, and I was mentioning this around the first time I went in, but I wasn't paying attention. I just was not doing well at the time. So I had this reminder about the local ASO, and I decided to go and see what they had to offer. The first time I went into an ASO, I didn't know what to ask for or who to talk to, but their reception was really friendly. There's a great smile that just kept me feeling safe and secure. The first time I attended a group with other people who were positive really opened my eyes. Well, we're really lucky to have an organization like the AIDS Committee of York Region. I remember the first retreat I went on with them, I kept to myself the entire time. I slept into like noon the first 2 nights. Eventually, I started coming out of my shell. I ended up going horseback riding after taking care of horses for several years, and it's the first time I've ever done that. As well as I used to play the guitar, but I put it down for several years, and then seeing others with the guitar around campfire and music therapy just made me feel like picking up that guitar again and helped me get motivated to move on with my life and to make things better. And things have just kept getting better and better since I started going to ASOs. It was life-changing, seeing people who were positive and living well. They weren't brooding, they weren't always keeping themselves, and they don't appear as depressed as I felt. I'm sure everyone had their issues, but life kept going on. It was a new experience for me because I never felt comfortable talking about HIV before. I never felt there's anyone I could talk to. There's never any type of stress relief. And then running into a group of people who were going through the same things I was going through made my life that much easier. My life changed from that point on. I started becoming more social again. I ended up volunteering more often, finished school. I ended up just feeling valuable, feeling like I had a community around me I felt I belonged to. The staff at CAYR have been really helpful in terms of dealing with any individual problem I have. They're very friendly and it's people I can trust and talk to. The support they provide in my personal life, as well as opportunities to provide to develop my professional life, has made my standard of living that much better, made my self-worth that much more. I feel valued and I feel like a part of community when I'm here. I learned a lot of things about HIV that I never knew about before, and one of the big things that affected me was understanding how many people who have HIV and do not know about it. I was surprised when I found out that 26,000 people in Ontario were living with HIV approximately, and about a full third of those people don't even know that they're positive. I know for myself, getting tested was a sign for self-respect and respect for my current and future partners. I strongly encourage anyone who may be at risk to go and get tested.